Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. Mayor Mikolajchuk.
Here.
Councilperson Conahan.
Here.
Councilman Carnes.
Here.
Councilman DeCino.
Here.
Councilman Doty.
Here.
Councilman Quinn.
Here.
Councilman Rex.
Here.
Administrator Laplace.
Here.
And Attorney Corsini. Here.
Okay, item 1 on the list. You know, it's been a few years since we've had one of these, and there was a point in time where they were being given out, as our British folks used to call them, cloggers chips. So they were just giving them to everybody. But at this point, you know, what we've tried to do this year is to recognize pillars of the community and a Citizen of the Year, which in this case is a person who has a long list of lifelong achievements, but who really stood out this year for helping us push forward a couple of outstanding projects. Number one was it was the first awareness and the volunteer fair. I mean, those two things were dynamite. I mean, we need volunteers. It was very well put together. It was a lot of work. We know that. And it just goes to show what can happen when you put your mind towards trying to accomplish things for Middlesex and make Middlesex a better place. Also, you know, the teen cert and the cert, actually, you've been pushing on these kids for a long time, and it's amazing. You had how many more this year? 7?
9 altogether.
9 altogether, right? And everyone
We have 2 of them here tonight. The other are at chorus practice and band practice for the concert.
I thought maybe you tired them out from turning on the Christmas tree light. That's what I figured. You know, and also I know you're on the community advisory panel with Viola, and you know, among other things. I mean, there's a whole list of things that you've done over the years. The gubernatorial appointment for Governor Whitman. You had an award for the American Massage Therapy Association, the New Jersey Legislative Commission for the Study of Pain Management. You're on the Middlesex Borough Board of Ed, the Lazarus Ministry, which is, you know, one of those unsung things that's really impressive. I mean, it just shows the depth of the giving that you are, and it's in all facets of your life. The diocese, you've been a homeschool association legislative chair for the Diocese of Metuchen. Marine Corps League, you know, you're a board member and part of their graduate leadership school. The New Jersey American Massage Association and Somerset Medical Center, where the teen volunteer Candy Striper, you know, you've been involved with that whole program. You know, you go through this, and in Middlesex, we're very lucky to have, in this case, a person like Barbara who's willing to step up, help out, and just continues to keep on helping. And we're going to push you into this again next year. You know that. But I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award for our first round while I'm mayor. So it's my honor. Say a few words, you know that. And we're going to take some pictures, but I'd like to present you. That's okay. All right, but anyway, Citizen of the Year 2024, Barbara Benson is recognized and honored for her 2024 volunteer efforts in addition to her long-term commitment and accomplishments through a broad range of volunteerism to Middlesex Borough. Congratulations. Flowers, but just when you know, you can read the engraving on here. Middlesex Borough Citizen of the Year, Barbara Benson, December 17, 2024.
Oh, God, that was beautiful. Oh, my God.
Now, you have to remember, Linda was all upset that us guys were touching this thing where she was playing with the brakes. We were playing with the brakes. So right now, we're passing the title over.
You have it.
So can I sit down and hold the flag?
Give me some quick flag.
For now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my.
The mic is yours.
So you want my viewers, okay?
We want your viewers.
Let's do this. Oh, gosh. It's a wow thing, guys. It's a wow thing. I have had my glasses. If I find them. Hi, everyone. How are you? I am so beyond happy to see all of you. You're so important to me. First, let me say, I am incredibly honored to receive the 2024 Citizen of the Year Award by my hometown, Middlesex Borough. Those who know me understand that I do not seek recognition. It is my hope that individuals will recognize within themselves their passion and then make a commitment to follow in whatever form it may be. For me, volunteering is not just an activity. It's simply, I believe, part of my DNA, an intrinsic part of who I am. I simply become aware of a need, and then something within me ignites. Now I am compelled to act, to advocate for whatever change may become necessary. The way forward seems to naturally follow. Those who will become part of the change become known and volunteer to assist. In January 2024, OEM Deputy Lee Palandel and I met with Council President and Mayor to discuss the critical need for increased volunteerism in Middlesex Borough. At that meeting, the Mayor, do you remember this, issued me a challenge. That was the word he used. That was to organize a program that would begin to highlight and emphasize Middlesex Borough's critical needs and opportunities for volunteers. Volunteerism being very close to my heart, without hesitation, I said yes. You know that show, Yes to the Dress? Well, this is Yes to the Challenge. And so it began. Almost 4 months of creating the 2024 Awareness Campaign and Volunteer Fair, held during National Volunteer Week on April 20th, 24, at the Middlesex Borough Library. The event was a tremendous success, the first of its kind. It was an in-person opportunity where members of all volunteer fire departments, rescue squad, Office of Emergency Management, and members of the all-volunteer boards, committees, and commissions were brought together to engage with community members and organizations to highlight the importance of volunteerism and inspiring others to get involved. To all volunteers, I hope you know that your selfless commitment helps to shape decision-making, policies, and community initiatives that strengthen the fabric of our community. Our volunteers are the backbone of our community, Middlesex Borough. Throughout my journey, I have been most fortunate to meet and collaborate with countless individuals who share my passion. Many challenges were tackled requiring advocating for important legislation to implementing community programs. The impact of these efforts extends far beyond individual achievements and requires many people who are willing to say yes. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Jack Costa, Office of Emergency Management Coordinator, for his unwavering support, his dedication and assistance, having been crucial as I took on additional responsibilities from my OEM responsibilities in the borough-wide volunteer initiative. Special recognition goes to Chrissy George, our gifted director of the Middlesex Borough Library. When I first talked to Chrissy about the program, she immediately offered her help. She then proceeded to assist me through the preparation of the volunteer fair. She was enthusiastic, dedicated, and willing to go beyond the ordinary. Her constant support was instrumental in making the event a success. At this time, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to OEM Deputy Lee Puendo, who championed my efforts. Lee is not just a colleague, but also my best friend. His steadfast support and friendship have made a significant difference in both my professional and personal life. Thank you, Lee. You were a true mentor and a friend. Your dedication and commitment are deeply appreciated. One of the most rewarding aspects of volunteering is the collaboration and unity it brings. It has been my experience that by working together, we can and did achieve so much more than we ever could imagine alone. The collaborative spirit not only drives change, but fosters a sense of belonging and mutual support, for which I am so grateful. In closing, I also want to thank our wonderful residents who were able to attend the Middlesex Borough Volunteer Fair on April 20th, 24. Your enthusiastic participation and positive energy contributed to making the event a resounding success. Thank you to all those who stepped up to volunteer and discovered an opportunity to step into in 2024. And thank you to those who will step up in 2025. I extend a big thank you to the Middlesex Borough staff, whose dedication and hard work ensure that our initiatives run smoothly and effectively. And to my mayor and council, thank you for your ongoing support, vision, and advocacy. Your proven leadership and commitment to our community's progress are instrumental in moving us forward. Mayor and members of the council, thank you for providing the opportunity for me and all volunteers to accept the challenge. And just in case you're wondering, I said yes and have accepted the challenge to chair the 2025 Awareness Campaign and Volunteer Fair, so we can build on the successes of 2024. Mayor, council members, I am honored to receive Middlesex Borough's 2024 Citizen of the Year Award.
Mark, want some pictures?
Oh, sure.
Who do you want to?
Well, you guys, for sure.
You know that.
Yeah.
Lee,
And Jack, and my son Scott, and Jack.
You're coming up, Jack. Barbara, I see you took a page from the John Madden Let's Be Brief.
John. Hey, John, that was really well done. Nice speech. Nice speech, John.
they're extra padding. But you stay away from the big quarter words.
The big quarter word?
Big quarter word.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be good. Hey, listen, they always say no, and then the next thing you know, it shows up. You all keep moving. Are you comfortable? Mike, get in. Here, come here. Get a little tighter.
Close.
Okay. All right. Council President, I need to there you go. All right. You. Should move the microphone. Great. You got it? You good?
Good.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
One more time. Barb. Okay. Oh, you gonna take care of that? No one's flipping out yet. You gotta hang out for a few more. We have a presentation actually by the Middlesex Community Pool. They're going to talk about one of the initiatives that they're looking to do. Art, I tell you to step up to the podium, but he gets awfully upset because it's a lectern.
That's okay, I'm fine. Well, first, since I have the microphone, I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate Barbara and tell her how much we appreciate her as one of the 7 members of the Pool Commission. Her opinion is always welcome, even if it's contrarian. We do appreciate her very much. I'm here tonight after 60 years of a planned, nondescript existence. The Pool Commission is proposing to the Mayor and Council to do a couple of murals on pool buildings and the entrance to brighten the place up and also let people know that there's a pool there. We are shocked at how many people that have lived in Middlesex for years and don't know that the borough owns a public pool. So you'll see with, you have in front of you 2 pages. I think the second page might actually be people on upside down. Parking lot part is on the, oh, okay.
No, that's right.
Okay, good. The first page is the front desk, is the entrance to the pool. Has always been gray, bland, cinder blocks. I'm part of the Culture and Arts Committee, and I talked to them about being a part of this. And actually, Mr. Johansson, who is on the committee, his daughter last year was a senior at Middlesex High School. And he talked to his daughter, who is an artist, and there are 5 or 6 students that were super excited about proposing to us a design for the murals. So in July of this year, this 2024, we had 5 of the students come in front of the Pool Commission, and this is what they proposed to us. Now I have to tell you, we had artists give us proposals that weren't nearly as bright and as exciting as these are. They are super excited about this. The front desk, you see the bottom picture is the desk, and then the top are the walls that extend out are the boundaries. And they propose to do, this is kind of an idea that I gave them, we would like to do a bright wave on the wall to brighten it all up. It's in a really shadowed area, so we figured bright colors, a wave with the Middlesex logo, which is something that we created a few years ago, which the pool never had a logo before, is that. And then the second one is kind of where it all started, is the new filter house that's on the parking lot of the high school. And again, bland, gray cinder blocks. This is kind of a project that I started thinking about 4 or 5 years ago. And this is what they proposed to do the wall on the new filter house, which will really give the pool an identity. Everybody that will go in that parking lot will know we have a pool. I just find it amazing that people can park in that parking lot and don't see the pool. They don't know it's there. So this is what they proposed. Like I said, all 5 of the 6 students were our artists. They are all attending colleges for art. There's one student, a female, that is going to school for management. She actually did the whole presentation at the pool. She was outstanding. in her presentation. The pool commission gave them a few minor adjustments which they made, and the pool commission unanimously approved the designs. Everybody loved them. They think it's going to make a big difference. What else? We have talked really early, not in real detail about costs. We believe that the cost will probably be about $1,000 to $1,500. We have to power wash the walls, and when the kids come back from school in May, we'll really talk to them about more details because they're all away. They're all away at college right now. So when they all get back in May, we'll talk to them about more details, what kind of supplies they're going to need, et cetera, et cetera. We'll have a better idea of what the cost will be in May. I'd like to do the front desk first, and then the pool filter building at a later date. And fortunately, they'll be able to paint while the pool's open. They won't, detract from people coming in and out of the pool and things like that. We've talked about sealing the murals, also looking into anti-graffiti technology for the murals as well. Unfortunately, in the 20-plus years I've been on the pool commission, we've only had 1 year where we've had graffiti on the walls, which are, wide open for people to spray paint, stuff like that. And that was, I guess, pre-COVID that actually happened. So that's kind of what we're looking into right now. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it as far as details. I know the kids, I was speaking with James Johansson at our last Culture and Arts Committee, and he said they are still super excited about doing this. I told them they are welcome to put their signatures on it. They're excited to do this because it can be part of their art portfolios in college. So all around it, it's a good deal for everybody involved.
So Mark, I guess what you're asking is, you need a consensus from us that it's okay for you guys to proceed? Is
That's
that
what
what you're
I
here?
understand, because essentially, even though there's a pool commission, everything's owned by the borough. So from what I understand, we do need a consensus from the mayor and council or the council at least, to really go ahead with the project.
Do you have any more of your presentation? I'll ask them right now.
No, that's pretty much it.
I'm good.
Consensus?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, so
Thank
there you go.
very much. I appreciate your time, and I really look forward
Thanks,
to
Mark.
making
All
this
right,
happen.
thanks, Mark.
Okay, we're moving right along here. How about that? One of the things as part of the volunteerism is that, we have councilmen come, councilmen go, and not really a lot happens. They just sort of like come and they go, and it's another face. And, we have 2 guys now that have been, really good councilmen for the terms that they've been here. And I always felt that you needed to recognize it. They always came and gave their 2-minute speech or the 2-second speech at the end. But there's a lot of work that gets put into doing what we do. Some of it's fun, most of it's not. I got to tell you, that's as simple as it gets. But I did think that was important that we recognize before they take off them for their efforts. I just, I'm trying to search for the right words because I'm in the middle of it, and at the same time, you're trying to say, well, is this good? Is this bad? What do you want to do? I think it's important for you guys to realize how selfless these guys are to do the things that they do for you, and for all of us, actually. So the first one, Mr. Quinn, if you'd step up, please. All right? This is a citation on behalf of the governing body of Middlesex Borough, which you are one, so, all right? I'm delighted to extend our deepest appreciation to Councilman Martin Quinn in recognition of your dedication and service to our borough and its residents from 2020 to 2024.
Few words of my council report.
You're done. Perfect. Oh, wait, how about a picture with the fam?
Sure.
All right, come on up. Sneak out of the way here.
I did put on my Christmas cards.
Yeah, you have photographs of
the
you.
first. All right, great.
You guys have the hardest job. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, very good. All right. The second one goes to Councilman Doug Rex. As you guys know, he's had some difficulties, you know, with the health issue as it goes. But I got to tell you, this guy did everything that he could. He never wanted to give up the ship, and he just stuck it out all the way to the end. And you know, he did whatever it took to get the job done, because he saw the job for what it was, and he accepted the responsibilities for what it was, and he never looked to take the easy way out. And Doug, I can't thank you enough for hanging out for your term. His basically says the exact same thing, but he's been here from 2019 to 2024. I can't Yeah, if you want to show up, go ahead. He's being bashful here. He doesn't tell you that this thing can do about 20 miles an hour.
Not 20, but
Close. Close. It moves pretty good, Doug. We've seen you in action. Need the left hand?
yeah, no, I think, yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. I don't know if I can get close enough, but.
Sorry. Do what you have to. I'll move to you.
Okay, that's good.
Here you go. Floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Before I start, I sit here grateful and full of humility as I begin to say, I need to say to the mayor and the council, the business administrator, and the administrative staff, how much I appreciate their support during these past 12 months. I don't really need that. I wrote that pretty good. Even though I had been part of the gallery of citizens attending council meetings, my first months of being a new councilman were challenging. The budget of the fire department needed a large amount of money to replace masks and oxygen bottles that were going to expire. Based upon my manufacturing knowledge, I recommended taking an inventory, ordering only what they needed, and I suggested they split future orders into groups so that the inventory didn't expire at the same time. The swim pool commission started construction of the lap pools. The gate near the pool at the end of Market Street was open and never closed upon completion of the project. Historically, this gate was open during the school year and then closed when the school ended. The residents on Market Street were upset with the pool members parking on Market Street and blocking their driveways. Signage was placed on Market Street, but it was ignored. Google was unwilling to change the pool's address, which might have directed more cars onto the high school parking lot. I worked with the Denver councilman to install a new gate. In recent years, complaining residents moved away and the gate still remains open. I regret our efforts did not resolve that situation. As a councilman, I was happy to be part of the conservative body that was able to start to restore the borough surplus. I also supported bringing our police force back up to 35 officers. Last but not least, I was happy to be part of the commission that was involved in choosing a company that's creating the design and improvements to Victor Crowell Park, even better for our Middlesex Borough community. I am humbled. I am humbled that the citizens of this town have elected me to be their voice at borough events and council meetings. Thank you all for your support of me in my 6 years as a councilman. Thank you so much.
Good. You're good? All right. Okay. Come on, Mike. You know, we've elected, obviously, a couple of new councilmen, but they got some big shoes to fill. These are our top-notch kind of guys, both of them. I can hold that. Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Hey guys, if you want to sneak out, now is your chance to do. Just let you know. All right. Everybody, have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you on January 7th. Not you, right? You have to stay.
Did Michael first, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna, Michael, you got a couple of seconds here because we're gonna do the ordinances and the appointments.
I'm not going to.
All right. I'm gonna need that.
Okay.
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 All right, we're back in session right here. We have an appointment.
Okay, we accept the resignation of Steve Greco from the Recreation Committee.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No proclamations, no ordinances for introduction, ordinance for public hearing and final adoption.
We have ordinance number 2139-24, and ordinance amending Chapter 247, Development Fees of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Middlesex to reconfigure chapter order.
Motion.
Okay, motion to open the public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak, please come up and give your name and address into the microphone. Not seeing the crowd coming up to, I'd like to close the open portion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Nope.
Roll call, please.
Council President Conahan.
Yes.
Councilman Corn.
Yes.
Councilman Pacino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
And Councilman Rex.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Second one?
We have ordinance number 2140-24, an ordinance fixing and determining the salary range of certain officers and employees of the Borough of Middlesex.
Okay, a motion to open the public portion.
Motion. Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one stepping forward, let's have a motion to close.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
And roll call?
Council President Conahan.
Yes.
Councilman Corn.
Yes.
Councilman Pacino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
And Councilman Rex.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Adoption of minutes.
We have approval of the November 26, 2024 regular and executive meeting minutes.
Motion. Second.
Any comments, anything? All good? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next one?
We have approval of the December 2nd, 2024 special meeting minutes.
Motion. Second.
Okay. I don't know if you take that, but I would abstain from that. I don't vote, but that's okay, just so you know I wasn't there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All in favor?
No, I abstain as well.
Okay.
Aye.
All right. Okay, very good. Okay. We're going to move things on, but before we do the mayor's report and the council member reports, I actually wanted to and I'll get this right next year, because I want to do the administrator's report, because Michael, I had charged him with a little thing of, what did we accomplish this year? What did we get done? And he went through all the departments, and Michael, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to personally thank Councilman Rex and Councilman Quinn for their support and for their service to Middlesex Borough. It has been a distinct pleasure working with you both. The Middlesex Public Library's new local history room is scheduled to open to the public next month, January 23rd. Not everything will be scanned and online by the opening, but most aspects of the room will be ready for the public at that time, on the 23rd of January. Now for a look at the year that we've just been through. It's been a busy and productive one for Middlesex Borough. I'd like to thank the Mayor and Council again for their support and leadership, and especially my fellow borough staff members for their hard work and dedication. Working closely with the elected leadership and various departments, the administration managed the successful sale of 2 underutilized surplus municipal properties, which are now on the tax rolls. The community-based comprehensive master planning process for Victor Crowell Park is underway, and 3 resolutions on the agenda this evening are in support of major improvements planned for Mountain View Park. Working with the Chief Financial Officer, preliminary work has already begun on next year's budget. The year 2024 marks the 85th anniversary of the establishment of the Middlesex Police Department. Accomplishments during this anniversary year included the assignment of an officer to staff the position of school resource officer in our schools, and we look forward to continuing the development of this relationship with the Board of Education and its impact on the re-implementation of drug education and assignment of Class 3 special law enforcement officers in our schools. The Middlesex Police Department also saw the continued success of several community programs. These included the highest recorded attendance at National Night Out and the successful Operation Take Back, where 204 pounds of unwanted, unused, and expired prescription drugs were collected safely and securely. Recreation and Senior Services had a banner year. In addition to the department's regular schedule of activities, entertainment, and wellness programs, special events such as Community Day and the Winter Wonderland Festival were very popular. There were 1,200 registrations for recreational programs in 2024. For seniors, the department hosted 10 programs on a weekly basis, as well as a party every other month. The number of residents coming to these parties is at the highest level since before the COVID pandemic at the time. The Public Works Department, DPW, continued to provide efficient and friendly support services to all Middlesex residents and businesses. This is in addition to taking on very unique challenges this year, such as the Heather Lane area flood retention wall installation and the establishment of our tree farm, our municipal tree farm, in partnership with our newly reestablished Environmental Commission. DPW completed extensive tree plantings throughout the borough and watered these trees during our unanticipated but surprising, I guess, over 2-month drought that we had this fall. All parks during the summer were spruced up with painting and landscaping projects. Recently, the DPW decorated our 2 main parks, the Municipal Complex and the new street lights along Boundbrook Road with holiday lighting. And that's something we're going to expand and continue as the years go forward. Reflecting an increase in overall enforcement of laws and codes locally, the municipal court completed 45 court sessions this year with a 28% increase in ticketing and criminal complaints from last year. As for land use and code enforcement, staff reports that with the leadership of Councilman Quinn, the phobionics system was implemented, which is the digital scanning of our records, and it has proven to be a big help with records management. During a very busy presidential election year, the clerk's office was responsible for a broad range of community, governmental, and official services, as well as for providing ongoing staff support to the mayor and council. The fire department implemented a new cloud-based reporting, inventory, and membership system called RED and MX. The department is moving away from paper and Excel spreadsheets. There are 5 new members going through the fire academy right now, and we anticipate 3 more in 2025. And last, but certainly not least, our dedicated Office of Emergency Management, OEM, reports that it has 5 new members and has established a cadet program for residents aged 16 to 18, which is really exciting, building for the future. So that's my overview of the year. There were a lot of other things, but these were some of the highlights. I think it was a really productive year.
All right, thank you. All right, at this point...
Oh, Mayor, there are just a few other things. There is no agenda workshop discussion this evening. In executive session this evening, there'll be a discussion of potential litigation regarding the Middlesex County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund, real estate at 1190 Mountain Avenue, and contract negotiations regarding employee health benefits. And I'd just like to wish everyone happy holidays and best wishes for the new year. Sorry
Thank
to
you.
cut that off.
No, that's okay. All right. I'm going to just... Everyone's been on the news about the drones. And I had 2 meetings regarding this. One, I went down to Trenton. The governor called a meeting, gave us basically 10 hours notice. I took the day off from work, thank you very much, and he didn't show. And unfortunately, the meeting itself was a little less than overwhelming, because they really didn't tell us anything at that point, other than we don't know where they're coming from, we don't know where they're going. But however, don't shoot one down, and if one falls down, don't worry about it. It may be a bomb, so don't go near it. Thank you very much. And everyone sees what's going on the news. One of the other things, though, is that yesterday the White House actually had they had a meeting on it, and basically they invited a lot of elected staff, and I was able to recruit the chief of police, who actually helped me because I was in a bad spot, and this was a Zoom meeting, and he was able to basically back me up, which I appreciate, because this way we had the proper notes. But anyway, what they're telling us right now is that there are more than, they're talking scale. There's more than 1 million drones that are legally registered. All right? Of these 1 million drones, right now, the FBI's had 5,000 reports on these drones, all right, in the last few weeks. All right? One of the things that happened, and they used a bunch of different technologies to kind of figure out where they're going and where they're coming from, and they've actually tracked down about this. And what they did is that they found out that out of the 5,000, there's only about 190 of them that were worthwhile of doing like a good follow-up on. And when they did these follow-ups, they basically found out that there was nothing wrong with them. They were all legal. That's what they're saying, However, they keep reiterating that there's no public safety threat. They are with the federal government. They're going after press information. They're using the latest technology that they have to basically follow these things. But they're dismissing a lot of these reports, especially that they're coming in from overseas. The Coast Guard is seeing them. They're aliens. They're going through everything that they've seen on these, and just really are coming up empty with anything that's concrete there. They think a lot of it, what's happening is that you have a group of people, so they get a bunch of reports. It's one drone. A lot of times they're finding out, because of the aspect that they're looking at it, that's not even a drone, it's a commercial aircraft that they're following or chasing. And what they do is that they use the technology that they have, and I forget the exact, I think it's geospatial tracking, and they're kind of laying it over the top of all the airplane routes, and they're saying it wasn't a drone, it was a plane. But right now, it sparks up a lot of interest, it's a lot of fear. A lot of people are coming back and forth saying, we don't know what it is, you got to tell us, you got to start chasing these things down. right now, they're still sticking with the see something, say something. They'll investigate everything, and they're chasing it down. They really haven't changed anything since the statement that I put out that's on the website of where to go. Anything that's around this area, my first piece of advice would be contact the police department. They'll check it out, and they know exactly where to go and how to handle it if it's something that's more than just, if it needs to be reported, they'll chase it down. So at this point, with the latest and greatest, and that's as of yesterday, that's where we're at. Chief, anything else to add on that?
No, just, Mr. Mayor, the equipment that was dispatched by our federal government is spam. They didn't detect anything that was unusual. They assured us there's no threat to national security at this time. They're not dismissing the reports, and the police department's not dismissing the reports. We have a very good plan on follow up and investigate, so we have the public to make anything. The police officer will be dispatched to investigate, will videotape, he or she will videotape, and send it off to our county prosecutor's office. And take the case to the FBI. So we have a good plan in place, and we also need to, like the mayor said, it needs to be something, it needs to be something. It could be anywhere for security. We have a lot of different things in Middlesex we want to keep an eye on. So, if we see somebody videotaping or hanging out by railroad tracks, we want to know that. And that's just one example. Or anywhere, cell towers, businesses in trouble. We just want to, suspicious, we'll check it out, look into it, follow up from there.
Okay. While the chief is here, does anyone have any questions you want to ask him regarding drones? And thus ended the drone conversation for today.
Anybody who has an iPhone, you can ask Siri what commercial flights are booked me, and it will show you current flight paths that are going on in your general area.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just found out last night.
All right, we have, the councilmen are going to be putting forward a lot of things that, they have a lot of information that pretty much disseminated, this, but I did want to cover one other subject. We actually had the meeting at the Cedar Avenue at-grade crossing. They somehow managed to pick one of the coldest days of the year to try and freeze us out, but there was a group here of about 30 people. And even though I signed the sign-in sheet, my name is the only one that's not on here. I don't know how that works, but it does. At any rate, it was actually a pretty fruitful meeting. What it basically came down to is there were short-term, there were some intermediate-term directives that they had, and then there's a long-term investigation that hopefully will turn into a plan. The short-term, they've completed. I mean, with the 2-inch reflective striping, that was the end of it. The intermediate term was that they considered intermediate, and I know that it was as a result of a conversation that I believe Captain Kaminsky and the chief went down there regarding light timing for the signals there to clear out the traffic. The long-term plan is that, although everyone was thinking that they were looking at putting a bridge over the railroad tracks, their recommendation is to raise the tracks. The good part about that is that the road will stay in the same place. The bad part is it's $180 million that they don't have, and they haven't started looking for the money yet. So that we are going to pursue on that, but that remediation is going to be a ways off. However, some of the things that we did come back for is that we did ask for a copy of the grade separation study that was given us. We inquired if the engineering was in process for the above grade. A lot of that, honestly, they still haven't done. But we have the names and the contacts now to pursue it on our own to make sure that these guys are going to carry this through. One of the things that they've acknowledged that there's still a backup of traffic from the Lincoln Boulevard traffic signal. For us, it was that the green doesn't stay green long enough for all the cars to clear out, especially around 4 o'clock when the traffic's really heavy there. We asked about additional signage, stop here, different things. One of the suggestions I made was about putting gates on the inside. They really don't want to do that because they figured that would actually box somebody in and create more of an unsafe situation than having it properly signed and lined and items like that. We had representatives from the county there. We had Conrail there. We had New Jersey Transit there. We were there. There was 30 people. They had quite the list. They had Conrail and New Jersey Department of Transportation was there. I mean, and we had field managers. We had a lot of high-powered people there, which was actually good. They gave it a good look-see. One of the things that we are looking at right now is that they're going to restripe in that area to make the lineage better, because the last accident that occurred over there where a car got hit wasn't necessarily because of anything that the train tracks did, but because the guy made a left turn onto basically the railroad tracks and got stuck. All right, they want to increase the width of the edge lines. They want to put some bollards up, flexible bollards that almost you're making a chute that they go all the way through that. And one of the main things that they're also looking to do is to check the timing on the lights. They're going to fix that, and also lighting in that area in general to brighten it up from the entrance, from the ramp up to the ramp down, that it's very clearly delineated day or night that you're on a train track, and you'll know where to stop, where to go, and how to get basically through that crossing in a safe manner. Right now, they are basically reviewing the things that they were looking at. I know, Lenny, you mentioned they did some of the things already?
Some of the signage, yeah.
So they did some of the signage. I know they were looking at. I know the captain actually sent a letter to them or an email about signage, and I know that the police department has also been on about the lights to get the upgraded lights in that area. So, we're moving along. I mean, I think it's going to be a while, because I know Michael's going to have to go through the process of finding out about the long-term plan, but basically they led us to believe $180 million, 10 years. That's basically where we were at with that. Outside of that, what I have is Martin, Doug, thank you guys very much for your time. I mean, I've been on the whole time that you guys have been here. You guys have been excellent council guys and good confidants, and I know you always put the town first, and that's all these residents can hope for, and you go out with your head held high. Thank you very much for that.
Councilman, when I was a councilman.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you were tutoring me.
Yeah.
All right, but at any rate, and for everybody else, have a very nice, happy, healthy holiday season. I hope no one needs the police, hope no one needs the fire department, and no one needs the OEM or the fire or the rescue squad. That's my idea of a good holiday. All right, so let's go down the list here. Council President Conahan.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to congratulate Barbara. I thought she'd be here, but I'm still going to put it on the record for being our first Citizen of the Year. In over 5 years, it could be closer to 6, believe it or not. I think Barbara's Middlesex royalty. She's a treasure. She's a wealth of knowledge. She's caring, compassionate. She's super organized, for those that don't know her, and always willing to step up. I think the mayor mentioned that, and help out with just about anything in town. So I want to thank her again. I wanted to thank Mark Kranz, who left. I appreciated the presentation and look forward to seeing that finished product. A big thank you to our entire fire department. I'm sure Councilman Doty will touch on this, but all 4 firehouses this past Saturday, their annual Santa run. It's a long day and a long night for those guys and gals. Thank you to all of our firefighters. They all contribute. In addition, it's not only the firefighters, it is our OEM. Most of the team was out there, and fire police as well, who also helped and participated. Congratulations to Kenny Bartok for being re-elected fire chief as well. and his leadership team also got reelected, Sean Young and Eric Choman. Excellent job. I know, Michael, you mentioned this to Melissa DiMarino, her entire recreation team, for the wonderful winter festival that we had on the 7th. It was freezing cold, but dry. Thanks to all the vendors and volunteers who helped make it happen. Additional thanks goes to our fire department again. They were there the entire event. They got there before and they stayed after. They managed the bonfire for the entire event. OEM also helped throughout, and they operated the much-needed warming station. And DPW prepped the entire park, which looked great, Lenny, as always, but really looked good this year. Thank you, Lenny, for wrapping the lights on Bound Brook Road. They really look sharp. In addition to the holiday lights there, go through Victor Crowell Park. They're done there as well. They look great, and the boathouse, too. Really looks nice.
And the annex.
And the annex with the wreath. Excellent, nice touch. And the gazebo, I think, this year at the park looks fantastic. Really, really nice. Thanks again, Lenny. Michael said this. I wanted to mention this. It came up at the library board meeting last week. Is the history room is planning to open on January 23rd at 6 p.m. I found out yesterday, actually, that our police department coordinated, I just want to pick this one piece out, 12 community policing initiatives throughout the year, spearheaded by Sergeant Jolene Aricchio. And the most impressive thing to me was the fact that they collected and donated almost 8,000 pounds of food, which went to Middlesex County Replenish. It's a program that feeds county residents. Very, very impressive. Parks Committee, I think Michael touched on this, but we did that new firm. It's Suburban. They attended our meeting. It was only 2 weeks ago, and laid out the process for the Victor Crowell Park Master Plan. More to come. I know our chairwoman is here. On the borough website, under latest news, on the homepage, there is a 2025 NJDEP Green Acres Survey. And it's specific to how we can improve the park. So please take a couple minutes. I did it. You could take 3 to 4 minutes at the most to complete it. It's very good. And that'll go into collating some ideas to get the process started. I now want to recognize some contributions of Councilman Rex over the last 6 years, as well as Councilman Quinn over the last 4.5-ish years. Doug, you were battle-tested from the beginning because your year one was 2019, and that was Demira's last year.
Mm-hmm.
Despite
Giggle.
Yep. Despite your recent health challenges, I know the mayor mentioned this for this year especially, you were a consistent and positive driving force. Your positivity is contagious for many of us, considering what you've been through this year. And your witty sense of humor is priceless. So thank you for six long years. Martin, you're Mr. Dependable. Aside from your trip to England, I think you attended just about every meeting. You're one of the biggest reasons, if not the biggest one, over the last 3 years, roughly, that the Board of Health have successfully contracted with Somerset County effective January 1st. There were other accomplishments. One that sticks out to me was when you tabled the Daisy Park resolution for the Army Corps. That was pivotal in getting the Army Corps back to the table. Kind of forget about that one. And then most recently, just everything you did to lead the Councilmatic Committee for the rental registration, revising that whole program. Job well done.
Thank you very much.
Both of you, thank you, because this job, the mayor alluded to this, is as thankless as it gets. Your commitment of hundreds of hours, they go by quickly, but hundreds of hours of your personal time will not be forgotten. Merry Christmas to all and Happy New Year. That's it, Mayor.
That's it? All right, Councilman Carnes.
Yes, Mayor. I would like to echo the Council President's word for Ms. Benson. That was a wonderful selection for the Citizen of the Year. Everything you said was very accurate. She is simply amazing and everywhere. As for the year, it's been a very interesting year. I will definitely be back at the beginning of the year to talk about the councilmatic changes and how to better have better meetings so information flows a little better. for councilmatic, I didn't have a single administration councilmatic meeting, like almost no councilmatic committees, which has kind of left me a little baffled for this year, but we'll figure it out and move forward. So communication is there. For Councilman Rex, yeah, service is amazing. I know we haven't talked as much in the last few years, but your dedication to this community is amazing. Like, definitely through your challenges and your health, and so persevering and pushing on. It shows your spirit, it shows your heart, and it just shows that you do have Middlesex in your process of who you are and your soul. So thank you for volunteering for our community. Mr. Quinn, you're okay. No, and he also just recently just seeing the last ordinance, right, with very spot-on observation skills, very reliant both at just spotting the ordinance last time that led to a tabling about what we just passed again with the pay rates, right? Like those type of attention to details is exactly what I believe that the council president was talking about, of how the you do bring that to the table, and it's a beautiful skill set. And I'm gonna shut up now. That's it. Happy Merry Christmas.
All right, thank you.
You
All
only
right.
like them because you grub his cigarettes.
That's unofficial payola. That's it. All right, Councilman DeCino.
Yes, I also want to congratulate Barbara. I worked with Barbara when I worked for the town prior to council, and I always had a lot of fun with her. And and I was on the pool commission with her. She's just a wonderful person, so she's, wonderful. So, also Martin and Doug. Doug, I love your text that we get, DB all the time, and our Met talks, and keep them coming. And Martin, thank you for everything yourself. You taught me a lot getting involved here. Also, Lenny, thank you for everything you do. The park looked great. I love the streetscape, the lights, especially the gazebo, looked great this year. So. And I see on the resolutions that you'll see like street pavings that we got scheduled for this year. The parks are going to be a huge improvement. That's going to be great. I mean, we're there. We talked about this for years, and we're there now. We see the light, so it's going to be great. Also, for environmental, we requested a proposal from DeJarry and Associates for environmental resource inventory. We also had an intake meeting on December 11th with Sustainable Jersey regarding PSE&G Energy Efficient Partnership Program grant. We received $2,500 for technical assistance for energy efficiency to municipal facilities. They request 1 month of utility bills to verify account numbers and collect meter information. So that's a lot easier than what we were doing before. Just one bill and then they'll get us up. And the green team has also done the Sustainable Jersey certification process for 2025. So the environmental is well on its way, and Clara does a great job there, and we're happy to have her. So also, happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you next year.
All right.
Thank you.
Councilman Doty.
I'm up. I have a couple of reports first, and then we'll get into Councilman Rex and Councilman Quinn. First from fire report, 42 calls last month for November. They had alarm system activation, no fire. There was 11 of those. Pretty quiet, actually, other than for them, which was good. They had unauthorized burning. People still burning stuff with how dry it was last month. I don't get it.
I think they released that, though.
Yeah, but they had unauthorized burning. This was still during it last month.
Oh, okay.
So I just, be careful out there. Even though it's raining, just be careful. It's dry. The gas leaks, 6 they responded to. There was 5 motor vehicle accidents with no injuries, and they had 3 with injuries. Chief had a couple things he wanted to mention. They were dispatched on November 4th to the area from the Middlesex High School for a garbage truck on fire. They found it across the street, actually. They showed up, they put it out, they extinguished it with no damage to anything but the vehicle, and the county hazmat team came, and the fire marshal's officer were both dispatched, and they were there. The 9th, he said they were requested to mutual aid in the Bridgewater to assist at a 5-acre brush fire. So it's a pretty large one that they helped go knock down in Bridgewater, which, with the way the wildfires are going, thank God they got it for a lot more money. Let's see. November 18th, motor vehicle fire on Cook Avenue. They arrived at, the chief found a passenger vehicle on a tow truck on fire and utilized a fire extinguisher until the unit showed up, and then it was put out within 5 minutes, and the scene was turned over to the fire marshal. They had members attend a live burn at Middlesex County Fire Academy on Saturday, November 9th, and Middlesex Fire Department held its 2025 fire chief elections that the council president went over. The same chiefs are running up for the next year, which they've done a good job. They're slowly making progress trying to build the volunteers over there. You know, there's a lot going on budget-wise, carnival-wise, a lot of things that they've been handling. It's been pretty good. 14th, they were going around. Santa came right by my house, and I got a bunch of candy canes. They did want a bigger budget, Mayor, for candy canes because they went through tons of them. You know, it's something they do every year. If you missed it, make sure you're there next year when they come around. And it's usually in the middle of December. It was a little early this year, the way the days wound up for them. We'll move on to the courts. They had, oh God, let's see. They had 1 in-person and 2 virtual court sessions. They did 274 tickets, 36 parking, 221 moving violations, 12 criminal complaints. They had 203 defendants, 154 cases were deposed during court, 6 DWIs were deposed. Total asset fine cost, $23,911.73. Borough gets $12,295.68. And I haven't spoken directly to him, but I know the judge was looking to maybe do more court dates because they are really, really backed up right now. So that could be coming. Everybody stay tuned. If you see this parking lot full on more nights, you'll know what's going on. We're going to move over to our police department. We'll give a nice short one. They had 1,869 calls for service, 17 adult arrests. They had 13 DWIs, 273 summonses, 33 radars, and 30 motor vehicle crashes. Along the lines of what Council President was saying, the administrator already touched on National Night Out. They also did Youth Academy and Youth Academy 2 programs, Operation Chill in partnership with 7-Eleven, Blue Cares Opiate Outreach Initiative, law enforcement torch runs for Special Olympics, continued participation of officers as guest readers for a week of respect at the Middlesex Borough School, participation of officers in Career Week at Middlesex Borough Schools. They did Operation Take Back, and I know you didn't give me the exact number, but it was more than last year, over 279 pounds of unwanted, unused, expired prescription drugs during collections in April and October. Okay, it's an increase of over 100 pounds. The police also, he mentioned they got over 8,000 pounds of food with the youth volunteers. There was a 3,000 pound increase for the county there. They also, officers participated in a Halloween trick-or-treating program supported by Costco. I know I was over by the mayor's house, and the cop had the bucket out the window and was giving them out, which was great. Also, they participated in the Middlesex Recreation Department Halloween drive-thru event, Holiday Patrol Initiative, increasing police presence at local businesses and houses of worship. We're going to touch on, this is like a year-end report that I got from the chief just last night, actually. So, Detective Bureau, throughout the year, they have a yearly average of 33% clearance rate. There's times when it's more and down. It depends where they are in the investigations. but it's averaging about 33%, which is very good when you look at some of the numbers. Also, the Detective Bureau conducted background investigations. I thought this was very interesting, for purchase and carry permitting requiring over 301 so far. That's at the end of November. I don't know what December's numbers are. Comprehensive investigations, which takes the Detective Bureau's time, so it's not just investigating thefts and stuff. They're doing other things continuously. Okay. One more thing and I'll get done with them. They did some specialized training. Lieutenant Falk went to the Mid-Atlantic Law Enforcement Executive Development Seminar. They did NJSACOP Command and Leadership Seminar. That was Lieutenant Galinsky. They do TASER conducted energy weapon training for 5 additional officers, because I think you're trying to get everybody for TASERs, because it's non-lethal that way. They did training and participation of new officers on the Middlesex County Rapid Deployment Team. Also basic life support, CPR instructor training, and that's by Officer Dangle. That was just some of the highlights for our police department this past year. So they do have a lot going on, even in their time. Now, we'll start with Councilman Rex. I was here during the dark days when you came on. You hit the ground running.
Oh, yeah, you're a Democrat.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, you came in, hit the ground running, speaking your mind, which I respect. And you and I have always had a great relationship since that first day. And I respect you and appreciate your time.
I appreciate your work.
Yeah. Martin, especially this year. We got a little rocky start. You and I have had some conversations, and I am so sorry to see you go. You are incredible. Like Councilman Karn said, your attention to detail is unbelievable. You miss things that a lot of us overlook, and I'm going to miss you for that in our conversations that we've had. And I mean that truly. And now that you've gotten to know me, I hope you realize who I am. 100%. To everybody else, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilman Quinn.
Oh, boy. So, as everybody knows, I'm terrible at this. You've all watched me improve slightly over 4 years, but I'm going to try and get through this now that the room's clear. All right, so I'd like to thank all my colleagues up here on the council and the mayor. I'd like to thank all the municipal staff for the amazing time I've had up here in the past 4 years. I'd also like to thank my wife and family, because without their support, I wouldn't be here. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the voters of Middlesex for putting their trust in me and sending me up here for 4 years on the council. I sincerely hope in the future you would consider voting for me again, and that's really all I have. I'd wish to like everybody a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Rex.
Yes, I happen to say that I was part of the, I was in the community room with a lot of people that were on the Victor Crowell Commission, and I had to I had to reiterate to those people, to the suburban people, that it's the green bridge, not the orange bridge. Keep it green. I also said that it's not a goose pond, it's supposed to be a duck pond. And they said they were trying to do something like we had done in the past, put some sort of bushes around it to keep, because if the geese can't get out of the water to feed, they won't land there. And I also said how important the 9/11 area is, and they have to either make that better
I just leave it there if you can, but don't try to make it look nicer. And don't move it unless you absolutely have to. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Just a couple of other quick things. I just wanted to make a special mention. Claire, phenomenal year. You started with nothing and you made something. We got a tree farm, we got trees planted. We're looking forward to what's coming up next. I mean, awesome job. Thank you very much. Last thing is that I know there was some discussion. There was actually a little article put out by a local pundit regarding the pictures in the back. I just want to say the pictures are up. They did improve the one. Thank you, Lenny. That was much better than the first shot at it. Our goal here is not to change history, but to record it. And we had a process. We voted on it. The majority ruled. There it is. That's the end of the discussion on the pictures. Okay? And outside of that, Lenny, you did do a great job with the decorations. I know. I'm waiting for next year. You know, it's going to be tough. You know, we put a high bar up there, but it looks fabulous. You know, what an improvement. Okay.
If you haven't, take a walk down Victor Cole Park. Me and Mark were walking, I was like, holy crap.
All we need now is a little snow in there.
It looks unbelievable.
That'll be your
I
hallmark
was,
town.
at first I didn't notice, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Awesome job.
Yep. Okay, let's move on. Privilege of the floor. I'd like to open up the privilege of the floor. I need a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone has something to say? Step up to the mic, give your name and address.
Put the timer on.
The timer.
Just a couple comments. I'll keep it brief.
There you go.
Councilman Quinn, I gotta tell you, I want to acknowledge your wonderful participation. And I gotta tell you, between you and your associate next to you and myself, dealing with the county health department was a nightmare. And I don't have to, how many frustrating conversations we have, and I won't mention too many names, Les Jones. Never started, I promise. So, but thank you. Councilman Rex, I remember in 2019, we went campaigning, and how frustrating is this? That you make the effort to go to each house, and because of his physical debility, he couldn't get up to the steps. And frustrating that we wanted to have the homeowner come out and share his views, and we couldn't do it. So it takes a special person. So I thank you also for that wonderful time. It was very memorable. I want to thank Lenny, too, because, you know, my mantra, making this a hallmark town, this is the closest we've ever seen. Thank you very much. It looks beautiful. That's all I have to say. And John Madden, 39 Ramsey Road.
You didn't move yet.
No.
Dave Polakowski from 40 Hazelwood. I had a couple of questions, Mayor, but before I got to questions, like Mr. Madden and a few of the council members, I also wanted to thank Doug and Martin for their council service. A couple of your colleagues, Doug, Martin, I'm going to talk more about him. It's no slight against you, because you guys came on a little bit of circumstances. A couple of your colleagues have mentioned it, Doug, and I feel it's important to mention it, that when you were elected in 2018, it was a dark time at these meetings. I came to these meetings, you were at a lot of them, I sat back with Bob Edwards and others. It was a dark time at these meetings. And I feel that when you and Jason Carr won in 2018, it put some constraints on a bad administration. It started it was the beginning of the end of the corruption that was here. And I really think you deserve a lot of credit. Just wanted to say that as one of your constituents. So, other than that, I have a couple of questions, Mayor. I noticed on the executive session tonight, the Presbyterian Church is back. And I was at the last meeting asking about it, and you and Mr. Corsini were pretty certain this whole thing was over with. So why is it back on the executive session tonight?
It could be one of two reasons. If you want.
If you want, sure. Just it's an executive session, Dave, so I can't give you too many details, but just cleaning up a couple minor issues surrounding litigation of no real interest. You have to take my word for it because it's an executive session, but we are not re-entering litigation. We're not re-entering the contract. We're merely trying to. When I said litigation, I meant contract. Sorry, I apologize. Around the contract issue. So it's just a couple minor issues that we need to resolve. You will see more on it in the first quarter of next year, but when you see it, you will be disappointed because it's not much. Just one.
Okay, well, if it's not much, why are we going to take it to the first quarter of next year? I think if it's not much, a couple of weeks, that's something.
Dave, this is government, Dave. Not to move fast here at all.
It's a minor issue that we just need to resolve surrounding the defunct contract. And I wish I could give you more, Dave, because you're going to be disappointed when it comes out.
No, I understand.
But that's the best I can do.
Litigation or contract, there's only so much you can say publicly. I understand that.
But it is a matter that when it is revealed, you will be bored.
When I saw the agenda, I was quite surprised last week because you and the mayor were pretty adamant last time that this is over, boom, no more.
And we remain adamant. This is just like a
cleanup
thing at the very end of a contract.
I have a related question to that. I had emailed Mr. Place, maybe somebody up here has an idea of this. How much has been spent on these negotiations? Between what we paid in legal fees, we had an environmental study. Do we have any idea? I mean, and this is a question, I'm asking it now, but it's a question that I know I asked 6 months ago and somebody else, I think, asked. I mean, I think, Mayor, you made the comment back then, we're cognizant of what we're spending on this. We don't want to overspend on this because we may not proceed. Well, how much has been spent?
Dave, I don't know how much has been spent. My recommendation would be Oprah it. And the reason being is because this way I don't have to go fishing around. The only thing I feel bad about is that it's kind of like a wasted resource because there was so much of dead space in this that it wasn't like actively going, like, it's not hundreds of hours, and it's going to probably take them longer to dig out what we spent on it than what it's really worth. But that's what I'm saying. Just go through that route, get your number, and...
I can understand, legal bills you get some this month, some that month, and you have to spend total month. So I could understand that you might not know that off the top of your head. But how much did the environmental study cost? You guys don't even know how much that cost.
I'm gonna guess, Dave, and I remember seeing both. The phase 1 was like $2,500. The phase 2, and again, I could be, the margin of error is probably $3-4 grand. $2,500. The phase 2 was like 12 to 13. So I think total it's 15-ish. It could be 16, but for both phase 1, phase 2. Phase 2 was the big one where that revealed to us, it was 900 pages, I think, John?
Yeah.
I read it all.
That revealed, that's where obviously we realized how contaminated the property was, and it saved us from spending $970,000.
Right.
No, I think it's important to understand that whatever you spent on this, you headed off possibly making a much bigger expenditure.
Huge mistake.
Well, which is why you have to do the phase 2. And I would say probably all total, what do you figure, with all the odds and sods? 20?
I would say less. Dave, you have all my bills from the entire time of the contract. You can, I have full faith in your ability to sit down with a legal pad and a pencil and I don't. The mayor said 20. I always want you to do it because I have nothing to hide, and I think the mayor said 20. I think it's not going to be that much.
Okay.
So.
All right. Just one question, a couple questions on the topic. I was leafing through the agenda tonight, and I saw, and I think this was placed or someone referenced this before, that these park improvements, students about a playground, they total everything up between the playground itself, the engineering, and something else, and it came close to like $2 million. Do we get state money or grants for that?
Virtually all of it's grant money.
Yeah. 95%, Dave. Lenny, thank God he's here. He's got the complete breakdown. Actually, the church money is going, that 1.1 is half of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the relief money that's being used towards the playground. We have to use it by the end of the year. If we don't use it by the next week,
what was it?
You have to use it or lose it, Dave.
The COVID money.
The COVID money.
Oh, the COVID money. Okay. Yeah. You have time limit on that. Okay.
And one other thing, Dave, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, is that the big number that says playground equipment, that's one part of it. It's the horseshoe pit, pathways, because I called the restrooms, I called Lenny on that first thing when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm all in favor of playgrounds. I mean, my kids play the playground, plenty of playgrounds.
I think it's going to be nice.
But, you know, it's just you add those three numbers up and you think, $2 million, that's a lot of money. But, you know, if we got state money for it, federal. Okay. The next question is, how did the engineering firm get picked for that project? Did they submit a proposal here or to the county?
I think it was an RFP.
Remington and Murray.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So somebody here picked them. And what was the determination? Was it price? Was it?
I mean, this has been under the,
They've been working on it
for like 4 or 5 years, by the time they
Yeah,
get it
I don't
all
know.
straightened out.
No, it's the one on here. You have to approve an appropriation tonight for a certain part of it, $200,000, close to $200,000. I know
Yeah, but
they've done some work, you know, in the last couple of years. I think Marcia was talking about it one time, about sewer work.
Yeah, they do all the sewer work.
They do the sort, but I think part of it was, sorry Lenny, I think part of it was because they were involved in this project at the very beginning, and it was be more expensive to pull them out and then start re-engineering. And this started with the phase 1, which I think was
The
the football lighting, the field, the lighting, and all that. So this is going way back.
Well, yeah, and I thought that, and, you know, Marcia explained to me one time about the sewer work, how they have institutional memory, and that's valuable, and some days coming in more new, you're burning up hours, and you're paying for that. So I understand all that. But just as I was talking earlier about, I just want to make this one point. Just as I was discussing earlier with Mr. Rex and saying, when he came on board, when he campaigned in 2018, those were dark days. Remington and Vernon was one of the reasons why those were dark days. They were dark days because somebody was getting a lot of money in political donations, and one of the firms funneling them political donations was Remington and Vernon. I mean, I don't think, you know, the saying is, you know, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. And, you know, I don't really know how exactly that applies to this, but I don't think we should ever forget who, you know, I feel they were working against democracy in a way. Their donations were both, you know, Jack, I mean, you ran in 2014. They gave donations to your opponent in 2014. They gave donations to Doug's opponent in 2018.
Yes, they did.
They were working against you guys. And any opportunity to give them more work in this town, I am opposed to. And I know that there are some other people who are opposed to it too. So I could understand, you know, they were involved with phase 1, but, you know, I came to these meetings years ago and heard Rich Thomasy, who I value Rich's opinion a lot, talking about how some of the work that was done on the earlier phases was unnecessary. So I started wondering, well, was work being funneled to them, you know, that wasn't necessarily needed because they were funneling political donations to somebody. And if you look at, there was an article on NJ.com earlier this year about the engineering firms and how much they kick in political donations to the Middlesex County Democratic Party. And so, you know, I see them, you know, you hear the term a lot, election interference. I mean, you guys have all heard it in a lot of different contexts over the last couple of years. I think Remington and Vernon was involved in election interference to a certain degree by propping up an administration that was up to no good. I mean, do you guys want to make a comment about that? If you don't, I understand, but no, you guys not.
We're not going to comment on
Okay,
that, Dave.
thank you.
Go next. That's my comment.
All right, anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, that's all right. We just know that Remington and Vernick will not be going over to the Polakevich house for Christmas dinner.
No.
That we've determined.
It's like the Friars Club here tonight.
All right. At any rate, I'd like a motion to close the privilege of the floor. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have 24 to go.
Okay, here we
Deep
go.
breath in this.
Resolution 322, 2024, approving the governing body to rescind resolution number 320-2023 and authorizing the purchase of police vehicle equipment in the amount of $23,352.33 from East Coast Emergency Lighting, Inc., utilizing New Jersey state contract. Resolution 323, 2024, termination of part-time DPW employees. Resolution 324, 2024, accepting the resignation of John Olichko as electrical subcode official, effective January 2, 2025. Resolution 325, 2024, acceptance of standing reports. Resolution 326, 2024, authorizing the tax title lien redemption for Block 167.01, Lot 11. Resolution 327, 2024, authorizing participation in the Defense Logistics Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program to enable the Borough of Middlesex to request and acquire excess Department of Defense equipment for 2025. Resolution 328, 2024, authorizing the purchase of a 2024 Ford F-250 pickup truck with plow and liftgate for the Department of Public Works in the amount not to exceed $64,222. Resolution 329, 2024, approval to advance Police Officer Brandon Stout to Police Officer Class I at an annual salary of $61,448, effective January 8, 2025. Resolution 330, 2024, approval to advance Police Officer David Wilzinski to Police Officer Class I at an annual salary of $61,448, effective January 8, 2025. Resolution 331, 2024, approval to advance Christine Denizzo of Middlesex, New Jersey to Recreation Clerk in the Recreation Department at an annual salary of $45,000, effective December 30th, 2024. Resolution 332, 2024, approval of the cancellation of improvement authorization for the 2020 various capital improvements. Resolution 333, 2024, approval of the cancellation of improvement authorizations for the 2024 acquisition of 1190 Mountain Avenue. Resolution 334, 2024, authorizing reimbursement of Medicare premiums for certain eligible pensioners under Chapter 3, Public Law 1973, New Jersey Health Benefits Plan. Resolution 335, 2024, Special Items Revenue and Appropriation, National Opioid Settlement Fund. Resolution 336, 2024, authorizing the grant submission to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs Fiscal Year 25 Local Recreation Improvement Grant Program. Resolution 337, 2024, approval to advance Marie Phillick to Recreation Program Coordinator at an annual rate of $25 per hour, effective December 18, 2024. Resolution 338, 2024, awarding the contract for the Middlesex Library roof repair to Chris Anderson Roofing, LLC, in the amount of $10,740. Resolution 339, 2024, Special Items Revenue and Appropriations Sustained Enforcement Grant. Resolution 340, 2024, awarding the contract for the sewer pump repair to PSI in the amount of $14,741.13. Resolution 341, 2024, awarding the contract for the 2024 road program First Street, 2nd Street, Seneca Avenue, and Rutgers Lane to Top Line Construction Corp. in the amount of $752,224.82. Resolution 342, 2024, awarding the contract for the Mountain View Park Playground and Restroom Design to TC Landscape Construction Group, Inc., in the amount of $650,319. Resolution 343, 2024, approving the proposal from Remington Vernick Engineers Consulting Services for Mountain View Park Playground and Restroom in an amount not to exceed $196,500. Resolution 344, 2024, awarding the contract for the purchase and installation of ADA-compliant playground equipment at Mountain View Park to Play Power, LT, Farmington, in the amount of $1,188,452. Resolution 345, 2024, hiring Briding Maddox as part-time sanitation employee in the Department of Public Works, effective December 18, 2024.
Okay, can I have a motion? Oh, wait, before we do a motion, does anyone want to pull any of these?
2 and 24.
What do you say? I'm sorry.
2 and 24.
2 and 24. Okay, 24.
That should be crystal clear water.
Yep,
24. Got it.
okay. Any other ones?
No, Mayor.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second? All right, any discussion? Linda, call the roll, please.
Council President Conningham.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Abstain.
Councilman DeCino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
And Councilman Rex.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna, can I have a motion to approve Resolution 323 and 345?
Second.
Okay, I knew you needed to recuse yourself, okay, very good. Linda, call the roll.
Okay. Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Abstain.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
And Councilman Rex?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let's move on to the non-consent agenda.
Okay.
You can vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have Resolution 346, 2024, payroll claims.
I need a motion.
Second.
Second, okay. Call the roll.
Okay, we have Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Abstain.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
And Councilman Rex?
Yes.
Okay, we don't have an agenda workshop tonight, so we don't need the privilege of the floor. We are going to have a resolution for executive session, but before we do that, I would just like to, I would be remiss, I mean, we talked about the council people, we talked about the public and everything else. I'd like, on behalf of the mayor and council, I'd like to wish all the staff and everyone that works for us, you know, we appreciate everything that you do. Obviously, you know, especially for guys like Lenny, that I look at everything, you know, and so do these guys. And you guys work real hard. We appreciate it, and we want nothing but the best of you through the holiday. And let's all look forward to a great 2025. And that's all I have to say on that. Okay, Linda.